The artwork I will be narrating over today is a little Christmas angel playing an instrument. I'm making this for my family to make into Christmas cards and distribute as a Christmas gift. Enjoy! I'm making this video solely because I watched Emily Artful's video titled My Problem with a Big YouTuber Sketchbook Storytime, and I thought it would be a good idea to make my own storytime video. This is not the first storytime video she's done, but the one that let me find her channel. So please go show her some love. She's really funny and extremely talented, and her link is in the description. This is the story of the time I ate only eggs to make artwork and I ended up making myself ill. At the start of my second year of uni, after several projects using man-made found objects to make sculptures, I wanted to use more naturally occurring objects. This led me to one morning when I was making scrambled eggs. I found myself quite fascinated by the way the shell of the egg had cracked. After eating my breakfast, I rinsed the eggshells, grabbed my hot glue gun, some paint and set to work. I painted one half of the egg red and the other half black, those being my favourite colours at the time, and I stuck them back together. I then used another shell half, I carefully broke a small hole in it and glued the fixed egg on top as a makeshift stand. I took this into class the next day, and my tutor seemed really interested in it and encouraged me to follow the train of thought. Now, one thing I did learn whilst at uni is that when you have an idea, you run with it until it exhausts you. By doing this, you force yourself to explore all avenues of creativity. Buzzing from the praise I got from my tutor, I went to the shop on the way home that day and bought 4 dozen eggs, aka 48 eggs. The cashier looked at me like I was insane. My initial plan was to crack all the eggs in half, keep the shell, and let the egg itself go down the sink. However, being a relatively poor student, I could not justify wasting so much food. So this resulted in me eating 2 eggs for breakfast, 2 for lunch, and 2 for tea. If you're following along, that's 6 eggs a day, and that was all I ate for a solid week. Stomach problems aside, I realised I just didn't have enough eggshells to make what I was trying to make, as each sculpture got even more and more extra with each iteration. So I went back to the shop, I bought even more eggs, upping how many I ate to 4 for breakfast, 4 for lunch and 4 for tea. So now I was up to 12 eggs a day. That's 84 eggs a week. I want to quickly add that this type of diet is not uncommon. It's called a mono diet, and it's super unhealthy and you should never do it. By the end of the second week, I felt weak and frail, and I was not some skinny waif. I had plenty of fat reserves to keep me going, and I still felt ill. My art was going great though. Each sculpture I made really impressed my tutor and my friends. When asked where I got all the eggs, I lied obviously, and said my aunt had a bakery and she kept me supplied with the shells, and they seemed to buy it, so I didn't see a problem. The start of the third week came, and we were tasked with going out in a certain radius of the campus and making out with what we'd found. The how was up for interpretation. Some people painted what they saw, some people made sculptures, some people did performance art. It was completely up to you, but it had to be outside and it had to be within a certain radius. I headed for the park nearby, figuring that would be the best place to find stuff, sticks, leaves, whatever I could get my hands on. Bear in mind, by the way, my friend picked me up on the way to uni every day and she took me home every day, so I really wasn't walking much at all. Anyway, as I walked to the park, I felt kind of sick but kept on going because I had a job to do. I found a large bush-like area and decided to see if I could find some sticks or things like, eggshells of old birds maybe, I don't know. See what I could find hiding in the underbrush. So I went behind all these bushes, and after gathering some sticks, I felt a bit dizzy, so I decided to sit down in a patch of grass behind them and see what I could make with what I'd found. Well, the issue is that I don't remember actually sitting down. The next thing I do remember is hearing my ringtone and waking up face down in the leaves. I was fairly disorientated, but I answered the phone, and it was my friend, panicking because I was the only one to have not returned to uni. Realisation dawning on me, I made a quick excuse that I'd felt ill and had gone home and got into bed. I did live close by, so this was fairly plausible. I spent the next couple of days feeling dreadful and ordering all my food in, as I couldn't face to cook anything. After which, I did feel much better. I finished up my egg sculptures with what I had then, and transitioned onto plastic eggs, because I could buy those and I didn't have to look at actual eggs anymore. My tutor was confused at this sudden turn of events, but I cited that I hadn't enjoyed working with natural objects and preferred man-made. No one ever found out about my idiocy. Till now, I guess. For the record, I got a first in that project, so worth it, I guess? No. Please don't do anything that would cause yourself harm for the sake of artwork. It's not worth it. If anything had happened and I'd fainted in the middle of a road, say, I may not be here today, and I wouldn't be able to appreciate the artwork I'm currently making. So, TLDR, it's not worth it. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done anything daft or silly for the sake of art, as I would love to know I'm not alone. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!